I think the job of being a teacher is so rewarding in so many ways.
The connection between you and the whole class, that's still unbeatable.
When my pupils are successful, it feels incredible.
I think the greatest thing for me is seeing the pupils that I teach love the subject as much as I do.
I don't think there's any other job where you get the same satisfaction.
That's why I chose to teach.
You could get £26,000 tax-free to train. Search Apply to Teach. Selected subjects only, subject to eligibility.
Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005, you were listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts Godfrey, Pete Rock, Paris, Pasta. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 482. This is your host Godfrey, and also this week we have everybody, the whole crew up in here. Let's start off with Paris. Paris, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. It has been a very exciting week.
Exciting? It's been insane. Insane, but in a good way, though. In a positive way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also we have Pete Rock. Pete, what's going on, man?
Howdy,
sir.
It's exactly. You can't use any other words but that. It's just been exciting. Just wow.
Very true. And also Poston J. Poston.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm also feeling really, really good right now. Great gaming, great news, great things on the horizon. I could say we are in our prime right now, and we're only getting better. And it feels good.
Yeah. I think this is just the beginning.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to play this voicemail right now. I really want to start the show with this, and then we're going to talk about our announcement. Let's play it right now.
Godfrey, Gamertag Radio crew, this is Mitty. MIDI. You might know me from some of my Twitter posts, which are sometimes a little bit awkward. I've never called before. I'm a little kind of shy about that kind of thing, but I wanted to call and personally say congratulations to you guys. I remember listening to you for the first time right before E3 of 2013. I was looking for unbiased video gaming news from some people who knew what they were talking about. And I went to TuneIn on my phone, TuneIn Radio, scanned through numerous podcasts. I had never heard of Gamertag Radio before, stopped at DTR and took a listen. And from the minute I heard you guys, Godfrey, Mandy, Paustin, Paris, Pete Rock, you guys, the first thing that struck me was how knowledgeable you were. And the second thing was that the passion that you was doing what you wanted to do and having a good time doing it. And I started following you guys on Twitter, and sometimes I'm able to listen, sometimes I'm not. But when I do listen, I always leave a comment if I can. And I just wanted to say that, Godfrey making it to the Hall of Fame is huge, but being on Spotify is huge as well. You know, there's so many people that I've told you got to listen to Gamertag Radio, and so now it can reach more people. So sorry for talking so long. Please continue to do what you guys doing, especially the interviews, and congrats all around to all of y'all. Mandy as well. Keep up the hard work, guys, and you're an inspiration to a lot of people.
All right. I have to say this. I got this voicemail last night, and I was watching TV with my girl. I forgot what show we were watching. So I was like, all right, I went to a commercial, and I played the voicemail on my phone. And I'm going to lie, man, I really, really got emotional, man. Really, really got emotional. And it's not I think it was just because of the whole everything that's been going on through like the past few days, like, you know, doing this for 10 years, like people really don't know how happy I am because I've been through a lot. You know, it's been hard times, been good times, been very stressful time. There's been times I had to sneak in a little party with Paris at E3. We had to come up with a fake name, like, yeah, let's go in. You know, my first E3, I had like a fake name badge just to go in because they thought I was trying to cheat and to try to get like multiple badges because my brother and I, we have the same similar name. So they only gave us one badge. You know, the little things like that, editing all night, every week, sleeping for only a couple hours. It's so many things. And now that all these announcements been popping up from us, man, like I got really, really emotional, man, last night, you know, and I've just been happy, man. Really, really happy. I don't know what to say, yo. Like I'm watery right now. Like eyes got a little watery right now. It just, I don't know, man.
Well, it's like I said in the chat earlier today. Look, we're all just as soft as Charmin right now because you know, tears have just been flowing all over the place. So it's all good, man. But going to that voicemail, I really appreciate him sending something like that because it just goes to show what we're doing does have. It does matter. And not that we're changing the world or anything crazy like that, but I always feel like when we get in front of the mic that there is a responsibility to what we're doing, right? So the fact that we were able to touch him in that way, I take that responsibility very serious. And, you know, like you said, I don't want to start boohoo crying on there either. So
you know what it is, Paris? Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm crying right now. And the reason why I'm crying is because earlier today I was talking with my dad. You know, and because I got excited today, Pop. You know, I'm in a newspaper. You know, Miami Herald. Like he doesn't look. He straight up tells me like this. He's like, look, I don't have no idea what you do, but I'm really excited for you.
That's my wife. My wife says the same thing.
Yo, so he calls me today, right? And he's like, look, son, I went to the store and you know I bought the. Sorry, man, I'm getting a little emotional. Like he was like, look, you know, I bought the newspaper and he cried, you know.
It's a moment of pride. And
absolutely.
You have to appreciate that. It's when you see your son and like Danny, you know, you haven't had the pleasure of having children. You know, Paris and I, you know, we've gone down that path already. So it's when your child's greatest moments happen, and I'm starting to get teary-eyed too now. Jesus, damn, ninjas cut ninjas in the AC vents.
All these onions up in there. Stop cutting them.
I'm sorry, man. I try not to cry, man.
No, man, it's all good. When your child's greatest moments happen, you can't be more prouder as a parent. Prouder is not even a word, but it works in this sense. You can't be more proud of them. For their accomplishments, for their successes, and this is just one of those instances. I mean, I think we've all gotten, you know, like Paris said, we've all been hit with the emotional bug over the past couple of days. It's been a whirlwind, you know, it's been a whirlwind ride over the past 72 hours, and we'll go into more details as to everything that's happened as the show progresses. So. You know, there's nothing to be worried about. There's, you know,
we're not changing. You know, look.
No, it's just. I'm
sorry if I cried.
No. It's just pride in your offspring succeeding and doing not only what they love, but succeeding within that realm. And just it's a human emotion, man. We're all part of it. And I know. I'm still waiting for Paulson to cry from a video game. We've been waiting 5-6 years for that.
Hey, would they make a game good enough? I mean,
okay,
Prologue 4 is still like the best I've ever seen, and that was like what 10-15 minutes. Like, can we? Come on.
Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question real quick to Paulson. So, did you play the first season of The Walking Dead?
I did. I finished season 1 and season 2.
And the end of season 1 didn't get you?
No, I felt like it was my responsibility. I'm going to get real for a second here, but I felt it was my responsibility to get Clementine out of that situation. So I didn't feel bad. Like, I knew it was coming. Like, I knew there was no way me and her were going to make it out. All right. And I apologize if I'm spoiling this game, but it is a couple of years old. But like, no, like I felt a real connection there, but like, it wasn't like, you know, blindsided me like Ori did. I mean,
Pawson, I have to say this, and you know I love you, but your heart is as cold as ice. I don't know how you look. I was, you know, that meme of Michael Jordan when he was crying at the Hall of Fame. That was me. At the end of that, I was booing.
I don't know, man. Films get me, anime gets me, books get me, video games. I guess I've just been doing it so long. I'm maybe too critical. I don't know. I don't know what it would take. Something like Ori, more things like Ori. Like I'm not prepared for it. That's
one day
what I want to play.
This isn't video games, and I'll shut up about all the crying after this. But let me tell you how soft I am. The other day I'm watching the ESPN. They did like a E60 on Ernie Johnson, you know, who does the NBA with Shaq and Chuck and all those guys. Mm-hmm. And they were just talking about him, you know, with his dad dying, and you know, as a kid and all this kind of stuff. My wife walks in, she wherever at the store, she come in. I'm just sitting on the couch, just boohoo crying. She's like, "What you crying for?" I go, Ernie, he's just, you know, I go, he's such a good guy, and he's gone through so much. I can't help it. Oh my god. But to bring it all back full circle, real quick, and you know, I guess we can move on just from my standpoint. Yeah. Danny, you going to the Hall of Fame, the article that you had in the Miami Herald and everything. I take a sense of pride in that. Obviously, big congrats to you, but I also take a sense of pride in that because, like I've said a million times before, I started off as a listener of you way back in the day, and you were the one that reached out to me to help me get into podcasting. And then, you know, obviously I went on my own way, but then to have it all come full circle and we became friends first. And now we're actually partners and all that on the podcast together and all this stuff that's been happening. You know, I owe it all to you. I really do. And, you know, just congrats to you, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thanks, man. Hey, man, look, I feel that I've gotten here because of you guys, and everybody else has been part of GTR in the past, too.
But we're here because of you, too. But you really do inspire us from your dedication, Danny. And that goes for you and Paris and Pete as well. Like, all of you guys, like, I think we all, whatever we lack, the others make up for. And that's why we're so strong as a team and why we continue to improve. And now I'm going to get emotional too, man.
There you go. Got him.
I love you guys. Got him. See, it's not video games. It's stuff like this. It's the brotherly love, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Man, we're like soft this episode.
Episode titles should just be Sherman. Just call it Sherman.
I know, right?
the Sherman episode.
But let's talk about our big announcement, though, man. Actually, CBS played it. They've been working us behind the scenes for a very long time. It's us and 20 other shows. We're going to be part of the launch of Spotify new update that they're added, I believe, videos and also podcasts for the first time. And we're one of them. We did this partnership with them. And this is big. Think about this, guys. 60 million active users that uses Spotify, and there might be more in the future because of this change too. You know, subscribers and also free subscribers too. I think this is going to open the doors even more.
It is.
Our community we're going to have a lot more people joining the community. They're going to learn more about us when we do events and stuff. You know, in the future, maybe, hopefully, you know, we're going to have like a meetup. You know, it's going to be awesome because now we're going to have more listeners than ever now. Not only with Spotify, but with other places like Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, everywhere, you know. It's going to be an easier way for people to discover us now, you know. This is huge. And here's the thing. There's not that many gaming podcasts is going to be there at first. And I believe Nerdist is going to be there.
Yeah.
ESPN, Conan O'Brien, Vice,
Comedy Central,
the whole Play It. We believe there's 20 shows there. I mean, it's big. It's big. And I'm dude, you don't know how excited I am that when we heard this news, I was jumping. I'm like, oh my god, to P and Paris. And I was trying to get in contact with Pawson for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I knew once I went up to the lake for 2 days, and I knew once I entered that black hole that something amazing would happen. And of course, that's what happened. something amazing, and the best phone call I could get talking to Danny coming back home. So
yeah,
it was a great day.
Were you at Camp Crystal Lake?
No, I stay far away from there. I'm next door at Camp Sunshine Unicorns, where things are all cool.
Yeah. So anything else, guys, from you want to say? Oh, by the way, the update is not live yet. They are slowly sending it out to like very small amount of users that have Spotify. So in the future, when we have more information about this, we're gonna let everybody know how to get in touch, how to get subscribe, and follow us on Spotify, all that stuff. So just be patient. It's coming. Just give us some time and give Spotify a big thank you for them making this move, because this is not only going to help us, but it's going to help a lot of podcasters out there too, man, from all genres. So, guys, want to say something?
You've said it all pretty much, but I mean, I'm very excited about it. Like I said, when that email came in, like you said, I was jumping up and down too, and it's a big deal in that. The fact that we're there at launch, that we were picked to be a part of this from day one, I think is just a huge deal for us. And like you said, not being so many other gaming podcasts out there, there's just going to be so many new people that we're going to be exposed to and we'll be getting feedback from. And even our existing listeners, I know a lot of people probably already use Spotify anyways. This will just allow them to be able to get GTR all in one app along with all their music and everything else. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Definitely. So we should move on? Next topic or what?
Let's get back into games. It's
enough crying, guys. That's just stop.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail 786-2737-GTR.
All right, so The Witcher 3, we've been playing this now for a couple of days. This is not a review, guys, because it's still early for me. It's still early for everybody else. I think like by next week, I think we'll be fine to actually talk about it a lot more. I don't like rushing it. I've been taking my time with the game and everything. But I'm having a blast. First off, my homie, Roach, you're my homie for life. We're doing this together all the way. That's my homie.
I don't know. I usually get more frustrated at him than
really. I love Roach.
Every time he throws me off because I get stuck in combat and all the mobs just kill me in my falling animation, I'm like, horse. But it comes and goes, Yeah. It's a tough game. Let's just describe it as that.
But see, now that I know what to do, I'm finding out a lot of things. I'm discovering a lot of quests. It's helping me to level up a lot more. And once you level up and find the right weapon, it gets easier. Trust me, I was so frustrated. Like for the first 2 days, I was really frustrated because I'm like, damn, I went to some area. Like I was playing the main quest for so long. I was just focusing on that, and I wasn't focusing on the side quest. And I went to like a different area where the enemies were like way too powerful for me. So I was dying left to right. I'm like, man, is this how the game is? So what I did was I went back to the old area that I started, and I discovered more side quests, and it helped me level my character. First of all, I noticed it takes a very long time to level up too.
Oh yeah,
but once I level up, it helped me to defeat, more enemies, more bosses, gotten better weapons and everything, man. So it just takes time. You just got to figure out, you got to play around with the game, man. But I like that. It's not too easy.
No, it's not.
But the good thing is you could also change difficulties too.
Yeah, and I was going to ask that, just a quick, QA with you guys. What level are you guys and what difficulty are you guys playing on? Just curious.
I'm 6 right now.
Okay.
6, almost about to hit 7.
Oh, I'm only level 3 actually, and I'm playing it on the next to hardest difficulty, whatever that's called.
Blood and Bones.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm playing normal.
I'm playing Blood and Bones too. It's brutal, but it's fun.
I'm playing normal.
Cool.
I'm doing the normal difficulty. This is my first run through on a true RPG, so I'm trying to take it easy. I'm trying not to get destroyed and ruin the experience. So taking it easy, light. I think I'm a level 2 or a 3. If a 3. I doubt I'm a 3. I'm closer to level 2.
I like that this is not about like, oh, I got to do the story, main quest. Dude, I've been doing a lot of running around. And the more that you do that, the more you're going to discover a lot of side quests.
Yes, and that's what I've been doing.
That.
Like, I can give you this just perfect example of it, because I've just been exploring. I've just been on Roach, and we've just been walking by the riverside and just looking at everything, right? So I ran this thing late last night where I'm just exploring, and I find this cabin by the river, and there's this old lady outside the cabin, right? So,
yes.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I went up to that, and she wanted me to go break into her house. I'm thinking, great. And then she wanted me to get the frying pan out of the house. But the thing that cracked me up the most about this, and this is what's so brilliant about The Witcher, is I go in and there's a dead body there, and I'm basically kind of mumbling to myself about this dead body. She hears me, and then Gerald's all, oh, nothing for you to worry about. It just absolutely cracked me up on that kind of stuff. Yeah. And like I said last week, I am absolutely taking my time with this game. Even when we do get to the point that we want to really dig in and start talking about it, I may just be getting out of the White Orchard at that point, because I'm taking it as slow as possible. That's how I know this is a good game, because I have no desire to rush this at all. It's like, I just want to do a little bit at a time, think about what I just saw, and then continue on from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what are the things that surprised you, like walking around, discovering things? Were there any like quests that surprised you big time? There's one, but I don't want to spoil it. I'm really ahead of you guys.
I think what has surprised me so much is with the side quests. Even it's not as simple as you think. It never is. It is never as simple as you think. There's always a catch to everything that you're doing. You may think you're doing the right thing, but then when you see the consequences of your action, you're like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have done something else. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm into the point that I'm honestly, don't mess with me. I'm gonna kill you. I'm like that now. That's my character right now, because I'm at a bar, just chilling, and these soldiers will come in and talk smack, or random people that are drunk, and they try to test me to see what I'm gonna do. I'm like, hey, step away. I'm gonna kill you, and they still start messing with me, and I just fight, and then I get like everybody like afraid of me because of that. Because of that move that I made. So you gotta be careful with that. Yeah. Very, very careful.
Well, here's the biggest thing for me that I've taken from the game so far, and another reason why I haven't done as much as I probably should have, is Gwent. I love Gwent. I love it. I really, I guarantee you by the end of this year, they will have a standalone app with that game for people to play online.
I can see that.
It's going to happen, because we had a big Twitter conversation about that earlier this morning, with just everyone's like, oh yeah, dude, I cannot wait until we can play this online, because everyone online is talking trash about how great of a Gwent player they are, but you're playing against a computer. How are you going to play against a human player? I'm dying to do that. I love that game.
Dude, I suck in that game. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I win the first round, and then the computer beats me the 2 rounds after that. I'm like, wait a minute, something is off. Am I doing it wrong or something? Or I'm pretty bad.
I think it's just a learning curve. I made the mistake of trying to start playing it late at night when I was kind of tired, and I was like, nope, going back to killing. And I have not gone back to any of the card games since. But it's good to hear that people like it a lot. It's just, I think the state of mind I was in, it's like, sudden stop card game. I'm like, whoa, what is this, Final Fantasy? Let me back out of this for a second. But that's cool that there's quests and you get rare cards and you can improve your deck, and it's not just some toss off that they just threw in there for simplicity's sake. But I like how it seems fully featured, and that's awesome. You guys like it so much. It must be really something fun.
I had a false expectation for the game, because I got a review copy a day or two ahead of the actual launch of the game. So I got it on the Xbox One. So I know Paris is going to think I sullied my experience with it, but so I got it on the Xbox One, and I played through the first thing of the first game of Gwent, and I beat him, and I was like, oh, well, this isn't hard, because I had seen like previews of people playing it and saying, oh, the first person you play is like some really good guy and you're not supposed to win. And I beat him, and I was like, what's this guy talking about? This game's easy. Then I fired up my PC version, and I got the wipe the floor with me, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. And I'm here doing like all the same moves that I thought I did in the Xbox One version. So it was that actually made me go back and be like, all right, so what did I do that was bad in that game, and how do I improve and get better at Gwent? So it's like Paris says, the moment that becomes like a live like PvP instance, like where you could play other people. It's
on. It's on like Donkey Kong when that happens. And if I could just say one other thing real quick. I know people there. I know there's people listening to this who are like, dude, you're not talking about all the technical stuff. I know we got some listener feedback, so I'm sure we'll get to that at the end of the show. But just going back to the environment again, I still can't wrap my head around how big this environment is. I still can't. Like, dude, it's like I'm telling you, I just get on the horse and I just stand out there in the fields and I just look around the dynamic weather and just everything that's going on, and I'm tripping. Like, I even trip out that the wildlife is just deer and sheep and all this other stuff just running around.
Bunnies.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's such a beautiful game. It really is.
So have you sat wherever you're at, hit the map, and then like, okay, you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm doing this. And then you start using your scroll on the mouse and you realize you're nowhere.
Yeah. You're just a little, you're just a little pea in just the sea. Oh, dude, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. Look, technical glitches aside, which we'll get to at the end of the show, props to CD Projekt Red for just being able to create this world. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Very agree. Very, very true. Before, I know we're going to take a break after this, but I want you guys to talk about House of Wolves very quick. How is it? Your impressions? I mean, go for it. I'll
say this. This is the time to get back into Destiny. I feel like they've added enough content, they've added enough diversity to it to get people that were just sick of all the constant grinding. I think they fixed a lot of it. I love Prison of Elders. I love some of the new PvP maps that are out there. I love the fact that they actually made patrol matter now with some of the House of Wolves activities that you can do with the Queen's bounties on patrol, the whole treasure key thing that's in there. It just the whole package of that. Like I said, I love Prison of Elders. I played a ton of that yesterday. I think it's great. I'm going to jump into Trials of Osiris this weekend. Check that out. I really think, like, matter of fact, a good friend of ours, Esme, who's at IGN right now, I talked her back into joining, and she texted me earlier today, I got all the expansion packs. You better start playing with me. So, so
nice.
I love it. And again, I put that tweet out the other day with Tyrone Biggums. It's crack again. I'm back in.
I'm back in. Yeah, I mean, the first couple of days, that's all I really played was just, the Queen's bounties. I still haven't touched Prison of Elders or Trials of Osiris. I almost feel that this DLC, I mean, it's beyond the fact that it's way bigger than the first DLC pack that went out. But I almost feel that this gives you more to do than the actual game itself. It's the storyline is much more broad. You start to tie in other pieces. My only initial complaint so far is that the only reason that there is a House of Wolves is to force you to do those, to keep going and getting keys to go into the Prison of Elders and play that. So it's cyclical. Like, you have to play House of Wolves because the end game for House of Wolves is getting access to those treasure chests. So you have to keep playing the House of Wolves stuff on the PvE map, like Paris said, to get the keys, to come back to the Prison of Elders and play that, and then go into the treasure chest and hope to get stuff. So, it's if anything, this is how DLC should be done. But it ties in the PvE and the PvP, so you have to do both.
But here's the difference versus what they did before, where you were forced to have to do Crota and everybody wound up looking the same. You'll have to do multiple runs of Prison of Elders to get the Etheric Light and all that. But if you have your favorite weapons and you have your favorite set of armor, you can upgrade that all to level 34, and you can just roll with that, and you can go do other things. You're not being forced after a certain point to keep doing the same things over and over. And I think that's the big difference this time around versus what they had previously with Destiny. I just think in the long term, like, I really think the Comet that they'll probably announce at E3 and it'll come out this holiday is the true time to get into Destiny if you're a complete newbie, because you're just going to have so much content to do all at once. But I think if you were a previous Destiny player and you dropped out, and look, I'm looking at you guys on Twitter, you know exactly who I'm talking about. All the guys secretly ask me, hey, bro, hey, how it is right now? Should I get back in? This is definitely a good time to get back in. I'm having a blast.
Agreed.
Hey, longtime Gamertag Radio community member Ronell went and he was level 32 with 3 different characters, was showing us how to do, Crota, blah, blah, blah. Tapped out, deleted his content, and then 3 days before House of Wolves dropped, crept back in on the silent tip, bought a new, reinstalled it, downloaded his game saves from the cloud, and he's back in like he's never left.
That is so funny. Shout out to Ronaldo.
So you're doing something right when you can pull people who have tapped out and given up on the experience to come back. They're like, you never leave the dragon.
Yeah,
you can never leave the dragon.
I was impressed. I played through all the content last night. Shout out to GTR community Jim Baki. He played with me the story missions and Prison of Elders. I was really impressed, you guys. I was skeptical as hell. I love Destiny, but after the last Dark Below story missions, I had no hopes of anything special. I was wrong. I agree with what Paris and Peter are saying. I really think this is the best time to get back into Destiny or start playing Destiny, because there's not only more stuff to do, you feel like you're being rewarded at a quicker pace. It's not just raid grinding like what MMOs become in the later life cycles, but I feel like as long as they keep developing Prison of Elders, they have Trials of Osiris this weekend. The new gear, like Paris said, you don't have to be forced into a certain path to be level 34. You can level up what you want. I'm just a fan now. I'm back in. I'm hooked again. I'm ready to play. It brought me back. I'm very impressed. Bungie did a great turnaround with this DLC versus Dark Below, and I'm here to stay. Looks like it. I could never delete my character, my save, or anything like that. It's once you're hooked and you got that 150, 200 hours, you don't want to think about how long you've been playing it anymore. You're committed. I look forward to the future of Destiny because it is fun as hell right now.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a short break, and once we come back, we are going to talk about E3, YouTube to compete with Twitch. I believe that's something that's going on, and press conferences. Xbox and Sony, more plans revealed. We'll be right back after this.
Voicemail 786-2737-GTR.
All right, everybody, DraftKings. DraftKings.com is the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitment. At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Now, again, I just read from the copy, so let me talk from the heart just for a second. And Pete, please jump in if you want to say anything. But I am a fantasy junkie. Normally it's fantasy football, but with DraftKings, they have daily fantasy. So with it being Major League Baseball, every day you have the ability to select 2 pitchers, 8 position players, jump in with your salary cap, manipulate it to the best of your ability, and if you come out on top, you get cash prizes. I mean, right now they have over hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports players out there playing, and there is a $300 million worth of prizes being rewarded this season.
So in other words, you're saying I can go in to DraftKings.com, create my personal all-star team, and have a chance of winning $300 million?
Exactly. Now, there's a cap to it. There's a salary cap, so everybody just run out and get the best players. You got to be smart about it. But like my strategy is you try and get some decent position players, and you try to find that diamond in the rough pitcher that's hot that night. You kind of look at the matchup. You got to be smart about it. Again, it's fantasy sports. But the payoff is if you hit it just right, you're going to get paid for this. And with us, if you use our promo code Gamertag, you get to play for free. So again, DraftKings.com. Use our promo code Gamertag. Go to DraftKings.com.
Voicemail 786-2737-GTR.
All right, so we're back here, Gamertag Radio, episode 482. And I know you guys are excited. E3 is coming up very, very soon. I knew this was going to happen. Xbox announced that they're going to have a 90-minute presentation for the conference. I think it's always been like that for the past few years. last year we went to the Sony one. It was pretty good, but man, it was so long. I believe it was like 3 hours.
I blame Powers.
Powers killed it.
Oh my God.
Powers presentation was awful. I think it was just too much and too boring.
It was.
Yeah. But everything, besides everything else, was awesome. I think it was great. So, but they're also doing this again now. Sony announced that you could also go to your local movie theater. They're going to have a list of theaters you could go, and you could watch their press conference during the week of E3 at your local area. That's awesome. I think that's great. You could be part, and you never know, you might get some goodies at the theater. Last year, I believe Paris predicted that everybody was going to get a copy of. It never
Miss
happened.
Cleo can't get them all.
Yeah, Miss Cleo. I forgot Miss Cleo. But yeah, I mean, do you predict this year too? Paris, everybody's going to get something too?
I don't think you're going to get anything. I think you're going to get a slap on the behind and say, wait till the spring for Uncharted.
No, I think maybe a shirt, a sticker, or something small.
Like glow-in-the-dark poncho or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Hey, maybe Sony will give everybody Connect, so never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Oh, you mean Move?
I'll leave it alone.
Get Move?
Yeah.
Everybody get Move or PS Vita?
Both of those are dead anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So. Well, actually, Move isn't, because Move is a part of Project Morpheus.
When I see it, it's still dead. So, yeah. But by the way, let's talk about E3 real quick. We mention this every time, but any new E3 predictions, because every time we go online, we discover something new. So, who wants to start first?
I think you
Not a repeat. Something brand new that you think it might happen at E3. A prediction.
Mirror's Edge playable.
Mirror's Edge playable. Bold. I can see that. I can see that.
I'm going all in on that one. So
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I could definitely can see that. Anybody else?
I'm gonna hope EA announces a new skate game, because if we're getting a new Tony Hawk, I mean, you think the skate team's like, we want to make another one, get us on it. I know there's a demand for it too. So
Black Box still around though?
I don't know. I assume EA has the IP, so I assume it is in their hands ultimately. But I mean, I look online every day and I see people asking for Skate 4, asking. Even when they announced Tony Hawk, it's like, but I want Skate. It's like the top rated comment. So I know the demand is there, and I'm personally terrible at the games, but I think they're fun and cool, and I think we could use some more skateboarding games. And snowboarding too. Bring SSX back, damn it, and multiplayer. The last one was terrible.
Yeah. So I predict this is going to be kind of crazy, but people think that Phantom Dust is dead. I think they might have a playable one with a new developer. They're going to continue developing the game, but they're going to have something playable at the event.
That's harsh. I mean,
what do you mean that's harsh?
To have to switch developers midstream.
It happens every time with behind the scenes with other games, Pete, that probably games that you played in the past that nobody noticed.
Yeah, but like 3 months from the death of what we think is, that's close, man. That's kind of close.
And I predict,
oh Jesus, here we go,
that we might see a price cut on both systems.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Maybe all 3 systems. Maybe all 3.
I think it needs
a third system. PC doesn't have PC doesn't get price cuts.
No. I'm talking about like Nintendo. Maybe they usually don't announce price cuts, but who knows?
They don't care. They're rolling in money.
I think that PlayStation might have a price cut, and maybe Xbox One.
All right. Well, here's my prediction. I got a couple too. For Microsoft, Phil Spencer's going to get on stage at that press conference.
And wear a different shirt. Yes.
He's going to look in the camera and he's going to say, Gears of War 1 Remake is available as a digital download only for $19.99. What, Danny? Can I?
I was going to steal it too, but Danny said it.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to say it because I knew you were going to say it. But Danny's like, no.
But what I'm saying is, the Gears of War 1 remake available right now for $20, digital download only.
How to hop all over it? That sounds great.
I think that would be huge if they were able to do that and have it available during E3. and it's the complete single player and all the multiplayer maps available immediately. I think that'd be huge. I think for Sony, I think we're getting the Uncharted collection. I think that's going to be the thing they're going to use to pacify people that we're not getting Uncharted for. I think that's it. I think it'll
November.
be
November.
Yeah, I think it'll be on holiday. I don't think that's their big title for the holiday, but I think that's going to be available. They're going to put all 3 Uncharted's on PlayStation 4. Nintendo, I'm going to go with kind of what Pete was saying for Mirror's Edge. I think Star Fox is playable at E3.
Didn't we already talk about that?
They did mention that it's playable.
Did they already say that?
Yeah.
That's not a prediction.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I made it such a mission to actually go to E3 this year.
Well, Miss Cleo,
I've said it for years.
Well, Miss Cleo just went into the past, and I say the Star Fox is playable. No, honestly, I don't. You know what? I have no idea with Nintendo.
With Nintendo,
man. I mean, I just don't know, because we already know Zelda's delayed. We know Mario Maker's coming. If they've already said the Star Fox is playable, I don't know, the Yoshi game, I guess.
Xenoblade for the Wii U?
I don't know. They've already said they're not going to talk about the NX. I have no idea. I don't know.
They are an enigma, aren't they? I hope whatever they announce is good.
Okay, answer this question for me, because excuse my ignorance in my old age. I don't remember anymore. What is the World Championships? What are they going to do for that? What did they do in the past? I have no idea.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're going to have a battle tournament, different stores at Best Buy.
It better be track and field.
They're going to compete with remember that remix of Nintendo games that they had in the past?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to compete with that. I believe the 3DS version, I think. I'm not 100% sure. And then they're going to pick each winner from different regions, and then they're going to battle it out over there during E3 in LA, the Nokia Theater, the same theater they had last year for Smash Brothers. So I don't know if they're going to do it for the Wii U or 3DS. I don't know. I know it's that game, though, the remix of Nintendo.
Oh, you know what? That's good information. I got one for you for Nintendo. It won't be out this year, but they're going to announce that Mario Galaxy 3 for the Wii U. There you go.
It's sorely needed.
Yeah.
For sure.
For this year?
No, I said not for this year.
Oh, not for this year?
Yeah. They're just going to announce
that and say, I really would like for them to announce a new Donkey Kong 3D in the vein of Donkey Kong 64. Because they're like, obviously, Galaxy proves it. There's just a void of 3D platformers right now. And those are my favorite. I'm terrible at 2D ones, I'll admit it. And I just wish we would get more things like, that crowdfunded game Yooka-Laylee, which is essentially just a Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor. Like, more things like that, please. Absolutely. Let's get more things that are family-friendly, easy to pick up and play. Doesn't have to be collectathons, but just platforming, man. That's probably my favorite part about some of the new content in House Wolves and Destiny is the new platforming segments. Like when it puts you back in the Vault of Glass and you get to jump around, and I love stuff like that, man. Just simple things where you can have fun in the game environment.
Well, what's your prediction, guys? Hit us up, fanmail at gamertagradio.com, and we'll read it next time. Or give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. One more thing. I know Paris would like to talk about this because he was the one that submitted this. YouTube to compete with Twitch. What's up with that?
Well, I just saw earlier today that YouTube is going to up the gaming content and be able to do live streams at 60 frames per second. So that's obviously in direct competition with what Twitch is doing right now. And the fact that Google at one time tried to buy Twitch, but ultimately Amazon was the one that bought them, just makes sense that they would build up YouTube to eventually be a full featured platform to do exactly what Twitch is doing and trying. Here's what I see. I see Google/YouTube eventually going to some of the big Twitch partners right now, some of the big streamers on Twitch, and giving them incentive to move over to YouTube. It's essentially just going to become a bidding war at some point, because that's a new thing right now with gaming. I can see, you know what? Miss Cleo, I can see YouTube partnering with either Microsoft or Sony at E3 for streaming.
For streaming?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because think about it. They're going to do it. Google has the money to do it. They're going to they look at all that traffic that Twitch gets every month. They want that. Mm-hmm. So they're going to do whatever they can to get that traffic, to get that revenue coming to them. So I can see them partnering with one of the big consoles. Like I said, basically recruiting some of the big streamers from Twitch, getting them on YouTube, and going head to head with Twitch. I see it happening.
After their contract is done, because when you do a partnership with Twitch,
right,
that means you can't stream like another place.
Right.
You
exactly.
can't do that with other competitive. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, cool.
Like I said, real quick on that, just to end it. Like I said, I don't see this happening overnight because YouTube needs to build up their infrastructure. They need to get the features to go head to head with Twitch, so it won't happen overnight. But kind of like you're saying, by the time some of these contracts are up with the big guys, I see YouTube going after them, for sure.
Okay.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right, so now we're going to play some fan mail.
Fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
Fan mail.
Well, not play. We're going to read. We're going to read some fan mail. All right, so...
It's not a game, Danny.
I know, because I was going to play some voicemails, but I think I just did that in the beginning of the show.
You already did that.
Yeah. Fan mail, guys. Which one you guys want to read?
All right, we'll start off. Actually, this one I got off of Twitter right after we sent out a request earlier from at Controller Issue. Wants to know, which horror movie / horror movie franchise would you love to see as a game?
Freddy Krueger. Friday the 13th? No. But Freddy Krueger, I think Nightmare on Elm Street, they should do some crazy, scary next-gen game on that. And if you do it with VR, that's even crazier.
That would be crazy with Freddy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really considered Sunshine. I'm sorry, is it considered horror movie? But I'm going to say Sunshine by Danny Boyle.
I don't even know what's in that one.
It's a thriller from 2007. It's like a thriller set in space. It's
okay. So it's kind of like Dead Space. No,
kind of, but there's no aliens / monsters that attack you.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost what's that movie with Lawrence Fishburne? Like Event Horizon.
Okay, kind of
where people could just go. They end up going crazy because they're in space for so damn long. So,
they should do a It.
Hell no, no clowns, no
clowns, boy.
Tim Curry's a legend, man. I would that role.
Cool. And you know what? Look, I would like for companies to take advantage of Connect like this, have Connect. No. But hear this.
That was my internal laugh.
But let me finish. I'm not saying to use it as my hands or anything like that, but at least it could track your if you're scared or not.
Like Alien Isolation did. Yeah, the head tracking, making noise, things respond to that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, the more scared you are, the scarier the game becomes. Like that would be cool.
Well, the way that would work better would actually be with Kinect, because it does the heartbeat tracking if you enable it.
Yeah.
So that is a potential something that I could maybe see in the foreseeable future. Maybe something with HoloLens, and shout out to Casey from formerly of BioShock, who's now the new. Who's now in charge? Who's going to be running the HoloLens project under CUDA? So
interesting. I wonder if they're going to be showing some stuff about that during E3.
That'd be crazy. I got to throw mine back to. Oh, sorry. Are we still doing?
No, go.
Oh, sorry, real fast. John Carpenter's The Thing, my favorite horror movie of all time. They tried to make a game. It was terrible. I think it's hard to make a traditional game, but I think a Telltale style game for The Thing, where you do not know who the thing is and you're trying to get out alive, would be really fun from a psychological thriller point of view. So I'd love to see if Telltale would like to do horror properties, because they had The Wolf Among Us, which was kind of the darker kind of stuff. They've done zombies. They should branch out.
Okay. Awesome. Next email.
All right, I'll do this second one. This one's from at RoDave, ROWEDAV. Dave from the UK here. Mm-hmm. He can't wait for E3 and all our coverage. # Battletoads. I think that was for you, Danny.
Oh, well, hey, shout out to you, man.
All right, so for his point, he got Witcher 3 on Tuesday and have only managed to play 5 or 6 hours over 2 sessions. However, there are a few problems that he's experienced. and he's shocked that it got through testing by CDPR and Microsoft, as well as it hasn't been mentioned in reviews, although I did read something about it. The first is around game saves, a critical element of a game that you typically play in longish sessions. Last night, put in about 2 or 3 hours and was just starting to get to grips with the game, started to get immersed when I realized my saves weren't working. Auto saves had stopped. Manual saves aren't allowed, and eventually I died when taking on some drowners or something, and my last save was 3 hours earlier. Gonna have to do all that again. So on something like that, it has more to do with the game going into what's called a standby mode, which is when you literally you hit the power button on the Xbox and it goes into a simulated pause and stops your game. So the problem that's happening is that instance of where the game pauses doesn't sync either on the game in the console or sync back to the cloud for Xbox Live's cloud saving, and somewhat corrupts the game save. So you aren't able to go back to that existing game save. What people have been doing, and which is actually something that I've done because of Destiny, is when you stop playing, hit the menu button, select quit game, and that will initiate your save and save it. Yep. I've been doing that because of I always lose my connection when I stop playing Destiny, and it goes into that simulated that standby mode, and it loses the connection to the actual to the online Bungie Destiny servers, so it kicks you out. So because of that, that's like the perfect way of determining how and why your issue is happening. So hopefully you'll be able to, I know it's a workaround, it's something you have to deal with for now, but it's something that will help you in the future, and hopefully Microsoft will come up with a fix for it. His second issue is around a TV app, and he says it probably only affects UK gamers because they use a 50 hertz setting versus the 60 here and the 120/240. So basically, after playing Witcher, then watching TV, the picture gets all jerky and jittery. So
I haven't had that issue over here.
Well,
have you?
You won't, because you don't have a UK TV, and we don't get 50. We don't get 50 hertz. Another thing is cutscenes are very choppy. Text size and menus is very small, even on a 50-inch TV.
I said, wait.
Danny is such an interrupter.
I'm so sorry. I'll cut it out.
People talk. I can attest to this from playing both the Xbox One version and PC. The Xbox One does have an issue. Now, I haven't played it since doing the update, and allegedly, there are some issues with playing it post-patch. So I haven't played it post-patch, so I don't know if that's fixed it or not. So I think personally that's an issue where if you can't even get the cutscenes to play smoothly, that it's a bigger issue, and I don't know if maybe the software is too hard on the hardware. Maybe the Xbox is underpowered. I don't know.
I'll say this because I feel that when you play a game this big, I think there's going to be issues not only on the Xbox but on other consoles too. Like there's issues on PC too, So it's like it's not all Xbox, I think that there's going to be issues. This game is humongous. I mean,
that's an understatement. Like literally, this game is stupidly large. Literally.
Now, when you say game is super big, is this game truly a AAA? Because, and I know this is something that we talked about in our offline chat. This game is a AAA in the eyes of people either in the gaming community or people who have played video games for like the past 10 years. Somebody who, people like us, people who listen to this podcast may consider Witcher 3 a AAA title, but the regular consumer may not. They may be like, Witcher 3, like, what is this? Where's
what were the first two?
Hearing of it. Exactly. This may be the first time that they're hearing of it, and it's 3 games into the series. So is it really that big?
It is
of a AAA title. Is it that?
It is. And let me tell you this, Pete. Like, if it wasn't for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I think this game would have not sell like how it is now. It needed it. Look, yes, those other games are, those other versions for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are very, like compared to like the PC. Of course, it's going to be powerful the PC, but CD Projekt and also Warner Brothers, their publisher, they needed PlayStation 4 owners and Xbox One owners to actually buy this game to make, because they spent a lot of money in budget, man. A lot.
Okay, I got to jump in. I have to jump in. I was
waiting.
I have to jump in on this. Yeah. We have another email regarding the graphic stuff, but I'll get to that in just a second. But on what you're saying, Danny, yes, CD Projekt Red came out and officially said that with the whole people complaining about the downgrade of graphics and all that stuff, they fully admitted, yes, there was I'm doing air quotes here, an optimization of the graphics. And yes, the consoles may have held back what they could have truly done on the PC, but at the same time, this game would have never been made if it wasn't also coming to console. So it's kind of the whole chicken before the egg thing. They needed the consoles because they needed that install base and they needed that budget to be able to make this kind of game. If this was PC only, it never would have happened. But at the same time, if they did have the budget and it was PC only, we probably would have gotten graphics closer to what we saw back in 2013. So it's kind of a give and take thing. Personally, I'm fine with the graphics. I'm fine with the PC that I built, with being able to run this completely on Ultra, and what I'm getting, I think it looks fine. I'm not complaining. I'll paraphrase the email that we got now, just because this is basically what he's talking about. It's from Dave Bender, and he is upset because he also built a PC, and like he said, he navigating the complicated web of SLI GTX 970 functionality, all with expectation of an amazing modded Skyrim crushing graphically surreal experience, expectations based on their 2013-2014 game footage. And in his eyes, what he got was a PS4 game at 50 frames per second, ! Sigh. He knows it seems kind of silly to argue about it and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, basically, the game would have never gotten made if it also wasn't optimized for consoles. Now, I do think CD Projekt Red is kind of BS saying that the down-resing of the graphics is optimization. No, they did down-res the graphics. It's a fact. But it isn't so bad. It isn't Watch Dogs bad, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They didn't do a complete okie doke. Does it look as good as it did in 2013? No. Does it look amazing anyways? Yes. Are there bugs in the game on the Xbox, on the PlayStation, on the PC? Yes. Unfortunately, that's just a part of gaming now. The fact that developers can get games out and patch them post-release, it's these things happen. If they feel the game is in a state well enough that they can ship it out of the door, they're going to ship it out of the door and they're going to fix any bugs they find afterwards. These things just happen. Because look, playing it on the PC right now, it crashes for me all the time. You know, and that's just
while playing.
It doesn't crash for me though.
It crashes when I get to a cutscene. Like it'll just go to the desktop. I still hear the cutscene playing in the background, and then the game just disappears. I restart. I go back to my last save, and it's fine. I can play for hours. So it's very random how that happens. And I'm typically seeing the crashes when I first start the game up for the first time that day. After that, they seem to go away. And it is a bug. I've been on Reddit and everything, and people are talking about it. I've actually not played since this latest patch has come out, so I don't know if I still have the bugs.
Interesting. Okay. I thought, I don't know. Okay. I forgot it. I was going to say something, but all right. Next email, real quick.
All right. So this one is from Adrian. He'd emailed us last week. He goes, "Hi guys, thanks for reading my Xbox One conspiracy email on the show this week. As you read, I agree with Paris 100%. Why, thank you very much. Regarding this generation of consoles holding back innovation. So I now throw this back at you. Whilst I totally agree with Paris, the fact is, like it or not, we are now stuck with both for at least another 6 or 7 years. What do you think can be done by Sony and Microsoft that may make advancements that are closer to what we expected before we knew the console specs? I stand corrected on the content-free EA Press event." Adrian. Thank you, Adrian, for the email. I'm done with the whole conspiracy theory because people get mad at me. So I throw it to Danny and Pete and Paulson. Go for it. Say whatever you want to say.
I'll go first, I guess. I don't think this console generation is going to last under 6 or 7 years. I expect it to end within 4, maybe 5 at most, just because technology is going to exponentially start increasing. That the consoles will be left in dust, no question. We're already seeing it now, but again, we'll talk more about things like that next week when we talk more about The Witcher more in depth once we've played more. But no, I think the solution will be just getting a PS5 and the next Xbox sooner rather than later. And I'm fine with that. As a console owner, I have no qualms dropping $400 to $500, every 4 to 5 to 6 years for the most part, just because that's my primary gaming console. Obviously, if I wanted to stop and just sell everything and invest all that in building the PC, I would totally go down that route. But I like my consoles. I enjoy the convenience, and it's just what I'm used to, and I like it. But I like innovation too. So if I feel like we are stagnant and the only thing that needs us to push us forward is just new consoles with new processors and new GPUs, I say go for it. I mean, you've already said this about Nintendo before. Nintendo needs to go ahead, cut their losses, make a new system.
2017.
I think Xbox and PS4 should be thinking by 2020, okay, what are we going to do for our next systems? Obviously they're probably R&Ding it right now, but they need to start having tangible results, because you don't want people to just stop caring at some point, because they're like, well, it's been 30-40 years, I still haven't gotten a PlayStation or Xbox yet. I think I'm just going to get a PC. And more people are just going to pick that path, and slowly but surely, you are going to start chipping away at that installed user base that, the big three are so proud of. Because console gamers are a huge part of the industry. They drive sales tremendously. But after a certain point, seeing the grass is greener on the other side on the PC, I think there will be a turning point. And I think
we've already hit.
I agree we hit the turning point, but I think there'll be a moment where even the people that only buy the Call of Duty and the Madden, the NBA every year are even kind of like, why does this look so bad by comparison? Because, they can look on the other side of the spectrum and see, look at what Fallout 4 looks like on PC compared to what it's going to look like on consoles. And I'm not dissing Bethesda at all. I'm just stating the truth. It's going to be a large open world game with a lot of bugs at launch, and it's not going to look as good on consoles. And I just think it's going to be another instance like The Witcher 3 where this discussion is going to flare up again even more, and to the point where
I think, in my opinion, to hopefully answer Adrian's question, and I think, and maybe this can go back to our predictions, I think if it's not done by this year, it'll definitely be done by next year, where they start announcing the upgraded models, kind of like the iPhone S version of this generation consoles. So we'll start seeing the Xbox One S, and that's a made up name or whatever.
Or
PlayStation 4S or Slim edition, where they start throwing in the 1 terabyte drives, which now that they had recently announced for the Xbox, so now they're going to start throwing in the 1 terabyte drive, and maybe this one with a new GPU, internal GPU.
No. That won't happen.
But see, if Nintendo does it, why can't Microsoft?
They won't do that. They won't do that. They won't do that because now you've just splintered your consumer base. So now
what stopped them in the past?
Half of your audience now you said GPU, the hard drive stuff, fine. There's no way they're going to introduce an upgraded GPU or CPU to any of these consoles. What we got in 2013 is what we will have. They'll never change that. They may change the actual NAND size. It may get smaller, but what it actually does at its core will not change. Which, hey, look,
I'm with Pete. I'm with Pete.
Look, which again goes back to my original argument, but I won't get into that. But to answer his question, I think the two things that we could see happen from both companies to continue to innovate with these current consoles would be HoloLens and Project Morpheus.
That could change the game if they do it right.
HoloLens, I'm skeptical of. Morpheus seems more of a sure hardcore thing, but again, we haven't tried either of these, so this is all just speculation. But again, they need flagship titles. They cannot be things that are released and say, hey, they also work with these games, and we have some little mini games here and there. Like, no, you need to come out of the gate with an aggressive marketing stance saying, you need to get the HoloLens or you're not getting the full, Gears of War 4 experience, or, you need to get Morpheus or you're not getting the full, Killzone 5 experience, or, whatever you want to say. I just think if you want these things to not become like the connected move where they're just forgotten Christmas presents, you have to be more aggressive. You cannot just rely on the fact that it's new and the novelty of it, because we as gamers, we don't tolerate that kind of stuff. We're all right, perfectly honest about that.
So we have last email put.
I got one more thing to say on that though.
Oh, go for it.
Again, and I know people are going to get mad at me, so fanmail at gamertagradio.com. In 2 or 3 years, when 4K gaming is a reality at 60 frames per second on a single GPU, these consoles are going to look ancient. And that is my issue. This is the big issue that I've been having the whole time. They were not powerful enough at the start, because they're going to be completely obsolete way before the 360 or the PlayStation 3 was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, last email.
All right. So this last one is from Zach regarding E3 price drops. All right. So I'm a dad. I have 3 kids, which means that the glory days of having multiple consoles on launch day are gone. With E3 around the corner, is it fair to assume that we can expect a price drop with the Xbox One and or PlayStation 4 consoles? My heart tells me yes. Please agree with me. If you do agree, what would the price have to be for you guys to go buy these consoles and ignore the disappointment that you've had with the PS4 and Xbox One thus far?
All right. I think, shout out to Zach. He's from Gaming Noise. Shout out to him. They're going to be launching a new podcast very soon. Details coming soon. So stay tuned. All right. So, right now, the Xbox is what, $350, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I get a deal for $250, but hey.
I think that they are going to go lower, maybe $325 or $300. PlayStation $350. I think that's what might happen during E3, and I think that's the right price for these consoles now. It's too new for them to lower it even lower than that. Like PlayStation, they don't need to do that at all, because they're doing fine with the console and stuff. But I think Xbox, if they really want to compete and they want this console to be number one at MPDs and the sales goes up and more software sales, have it for $299, maybe $325, and have games galore, just exclusive content all the time, and have some free content too. I think that's going to help. And have it for that price without Connect.
I could see it. I could see $299 Xbox One comes with Master Chief Collection, and maybe Forza 5 or something. But just something to get people in the door, ready for Halo 5, and get people excited, because it's going to be a busy holiday season, and more and more things are going to be filling up those slots as E3 comes.
Yeah, I think that they might say we have a quote unquote temporary price here, buy it. Like how they did last year, they might do it again. And during the holidays, I think that's when they are really going to have like some crazy price drop just for the holidays, just for them to be number one during that time. What, Paris? Am I right or not?
No comment. I have nothing to say.
No, but Paris, I'm right. That's what they did.
Well, what is Sony going to do?
Sony, I think, is going to have it $350. They don't have to lower it down. They're doing just fine how it is. $350.
$350. And it comes with the Uncharted collection.
The Uncharted collection. Yeah, like they could do things like that. They're fine, dude. They're selling a lot of consoles. So I don't know why you're laughing. It's not being fanboy. It's just the truth.
I didn't say anything. I just laughed.
It sounded like that.
Then he just went off.
It sounded like, oh God, here goes Godfrey with Xbox.
No. Let me jump in. Here's what I think. I think PlayStation's going to go to $350. I've been saying that for months now. Anyways, it just makes sense. I don't think Xbox is going to drop the price at all. I think they're going to stay at $350. But kind of like you're saying, I think they're just going to throw in bundle incentives, during the holidays to have people want to go pick it up. Obviously, Halo 5 is going to be a huge push for them. So there's going to be a lot, because I think they're going to have a Halo 5 console, I believe, right? So I could see that coming out at $350 with the game and all that stuff.
I have something about that, though. I have something.
Go on. No, go for it.
No, the thing is, all right, it's like a strategy, man. It's like a game of chess. I think remember, they are, out of the 3 companies, from Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, they are the first ones they're gonna be talking, right? So I think, like, they're gonna have their first press conference. So I think that they might not announce nothing yet because they want to see what Sony's going to do at their press conference. And depending on what they announce at their press conference, they might announce something like a week after E3 or whatever. They'll probably announce some like crazy price drop just to compete with Sony. So.
Well, yeah, because I guess what I'm saying is I can see them going on stage and showing off an Xbox One Halo 5 bundle, but just not saying how much it costs. Wait to see what Sony says later that night, and then, oh, hey, by the way, it's going to be $350. You know,
yeah, press release next morning. Yeah, it makes sense.
But kind of like what Poston was saying as well. Yeah, I could definitely see Sony, especially with No Man's Sky, because I think they're really going to push that this holiday, along with probably an Uncharted collection or something like that. $350 game included, just really push that to try and get sales. Because like you saying, Danny, PlayStation's fine. I don't think so. I think what we just saw last month with Xbox One beating them out could become a trend. And the fact, look, we don't know what Sony's going to have this holiday. But I can tell you right now, it don't look good from the outside looking in. From the outside looking in, Microsoft is going to absolutely bring it this holiday with exclusive titles. I just simply don't know what Sony's going to do. So if the cupboard is bare for them, they're going to have to drop the price and they're going to have to throw some crazy deals out there this holiday, or parents are just simply going to go buy an Xbox One, because we argue about resolution and frame rate and all that nonsense, kind of stuff. But the average gamer, they could give two craps about that. They just want a cheap console with good games.
Yep.
And the Xbox One right now is positioned to actually do that.
Yeah, I agree. And see, people can't complain about that stuff because it's the cheaper console if you think about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, it's a better value.
So, yeah. Awesome. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. That was a great, soft, conversation. It wasn't like last week. It was like conspiracy theory all over the place.
Well, I'm gonna start crying after the end of the podcast. So
Oh, and again, I'm like, oh my god, why? Yeah, man. Nah, guys, man, I'm just excited. It's been, I'm more calm now. It's just been a really crazy week for us. So hopefully next week we have more stuff coming, and we've been booking a lot of appointments, stuff that we can't talk about yet for E3. And I'm gonna say this every week until E3. This will be, and I'm telling you right now, this will be our best E3 ever for us, ever, hands down, because of the content, the plans that we have. Is looking really, really good. So make sure to subscribe, GTR, on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, maybe Spotify. I hope they have their launch by that time. Make sure to subscribe or head over to Play.it and stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff coming, man. So send us an email, fanmail at Gamertag Radio, or give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Anything else, guys?
Yes. I have one.
All right, go.
Miss Cleo thinks they're going to show off Perfect Dark 2016 at E3. I'm just saying it.
Oh.
We had 30 minutes to freaking think that one up, huh?
No, I meant to say it earlier, but Danny cut me off, and then I drifted off.
No, I did it for Perfect. I never cut you off. It was a lie. He just thought about it now. He just remembered now.
No, I did. I just remembered now. But no, I that's my, like, you have the wish for Battletoads. That's my rare wish, is Perfect Dark. I want that to come back. I want them to try that again and do it right.
Well, I'll tell you this, Paris. I think that might happen because, remember, this is the anniversary of Rare. I forgot how many years now. It's a big year for them. So we might see multiple Rare games for the year, for the holidays. It might happen. I think so.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be this year, but I would love to see them just show Joanna Dark on a screen and just say coming soon. I'd faint right there in the audience.
And not cell shaded. A real gameplay engine.
And make her jump.
Fun. Oh, yeah, jumping's good too.
Maybe that's what they'll do. They'll just have Joanna Dark just jumping up and down.
Hey, look, guys, she actually jumped. Next gen jumping.
Innovation.
All right, guys, until next week, we are out. Peace. Later.
Yeah.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week.